good afternoon, and welcome. Welcome indeed, yes, to another edition of the Mark Moses Show podcast, as we're always broadcasting from the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Take back control of your life. Called today. Yes, it's Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. All right, we got to go north on 95 up to Jacksonville, Florida, and talk to my great friend Chase Bunker here on a Wednesday. Chase, how you doing, buddy?
Mark, I'm doing great. It's weird that you normally just text me out of the blue and say, hey, can you come on? And normally it's because of Rockville or anything remotely related to Rockville. A video game console has not been announced yet. And let's see, nothing's happening with the Jags. Nobody got fired yet. What are other reasons why you text me? You didn't text me for Jamal Mosley. I think I was one of the two people you didn't interview for Mosley firing.
Oh,
so I'm kind of
apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw the other day where he had his press conference with the Pelicans, and then he's like breaking down stuff, and I'm like, you know what? No, I don't have to report on this guy. He's out. He's there in New Orleans. He's New Orleans problems. Get me a new coach. All right, forget. We'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
This is very important.
Very important.
Is my birthday week. Birthday's on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time of year where I give back to the local community. And for all of your contributions to the radio, TV, podcasting industry, I would like to announce you are a 2026 Mark Moses Show Hall of Fame inductee. Chase Bunker, congratulations.
Finally! After all these years, after knowing you for 5 years, by the way, 5 great years, by the way, I'm not putting that as a slight or anything. I've seen so many other people get in, and I'm starting to think maybe I'm just Susan Lucci. I'm never going to get the award. Am I that mid? Am I Fred Taylor? Am I going to be like, oh, this might be the year? And then, no, it's Dante Marcatelli. Oh, this might be the year. And then you just get into somebody else, and it's like, well, you could make a good argument for that. It's like, what have I contributed? And I lost that argument. I lost that argument to myself. What have I contributed? And so finally, I haven't won an award yet in my journalistic career, but dang it, this one feels satisfying. I won't lie. This is vodka.
I texted you earlier.
Really.
I was like, hey, can you come on? You're like, yeah. So we're going over like the time would be good to do this. And then you wrote like, I think I know what this is.
Oh, I knew exactly.
So you knew, huh? You knew right away.
I had a suspicion because it's like, wait a minute. Mark hasn't done. I knew your birthday was coming up. I did it. I was like, he does something. And I also, again, thinking it's probably going to be somebody else. Like I thought you were going to get like the mint guy, the coin mint guy. I forget his name.
Oh,
I thought
that. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be Luke Easterling. You could make a great argument for him being in above me. Alan Zlatorinska, however the heck you pronounce it. Alan Z, and then you just scrape the middle part of your keyboard. No offense to him. I'm sure he's a great guy. Coach Mills, I thought you could made an argument of him over me.
They're already in, buddy.
Okay.
It's your time to shine. Your time, finally. Okay. The greatest one of them all is my mother's in, and she's like, well, damn right I should be in. She's like, without me, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing gets done.
She's the biggest producer of the show.
This is true. All right. Let's go over you.
Okay.
So this is your time to shine.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Were you born and raised in Brevard County?
Yeah. I was born in Melbourne, raised in Palm Bay for 20 years, graduated Palm Bay High School. I think that might be the next thing on my achievement is to try to get my jersey retired over at Palm Bay High. The problem is you don't exactly retire jerseys of mid-tier players. And I realize mid-tier might be a little bit generous for even me. Like, the Orlando Magic aren't retiring Pat Garrity's jersey anytime soon. Palm Bay High sure as heck ain't going to retire the track and cross country player.
I like you call yourself the Pat Garrity of sports. I thought, yeah, that's pretty good. Of high school athletics.
Yes. That might be generous, too.
All
Because
right.
Garrity was actually good.
So did you go to UCF? I'm confused here.
So I went to BCC for 2 years, which is now known as Eastern Florida State College, ETFC, or ETSC, excuse me, for the new people that came in. And then I went to UCF for a little bit. And the funny thing about that is that their radio and television program is very limited. So I think they only accepted like 40 people a year or per semester. Yeah. And my GPA, wow, what am I was joking when I said this was vodka. I'm not helping my case.
Look, it's okay, man. So your GPS was not the best.
My GPS was not the best. And neither was my GPA. I was always 0.1 shy. And I had UCF's the head of the broadcasting department legitimately tell me to my face I didn't belong in radio and television, and I didn't belong at UCF. I've now been in radio for 9 years. And so I feel like, first off, my career is just based off of revenge because of this guy. And now Mark Moses, Hall of Famer.
That is right. Do I need to call this person? I can make phone calls.
I mean, I still have like the revenge idea of like the pettiest revenge of just like mailing him a photo of me with an award that just shows that with the quote, "You don't belong in radio and television." But
I'm going to say this to you. I am so sorry that someone said that to you. And it's weird because it did motivate you at the same time. It's very, and in my career, I have heard it as well. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm rough around the edges. I'm not good enough to succeed. My favorite is, Mark, you're a good clubhouse guy.
I hate that.
You're a good clubhouse guy. You're part of the lineup, but you'll never be the 3-hitter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, here's the funny thing was that, I was working at the Regal, right? The day before I started over at WDBO in Orlando, he comes in with his child. And I'm just like, I'm ready to lose my job today and just be like, guess who got a job in radio? And then like double middle fingers shimmy back into the kitchen. But it's
you're the better man. You're the better man. You're a distinguished alumni from UCF. You are. So you went from UCF straight to Orlando radio. Is that what you did?
No, I dropped out. I dropped out of UCF and ironically ended up working in their athletic department briefly. And I don't think people know this. Some in inner circles do. I was Mr. Unite, and I was tasked to go out and give out the patch. So which was a special era in UCF athletics where you had like this lanyard with like this like Letterman jacket-esque patch that you were supposed to wear around. And you were supposed to do the Unite salute, which was like, this is hard because it's a small screen. You make a U with your hands and you're supposed to kind of like interlock them with the person next to you. And it was the very weirdest thing. And we were trying to push it. It did not go well. And then something happened with the athletics program and we all just get phased out. And it's like this forgotten time.
Wait a minute. So you never graduated from UCF?
No, never did.
No.
Nope.
Oh,
Guess who doesn't have $30K in student debt?
I see this.
Yeah.
So then did you go work for Orlando Radio?
I worked at a movie theater. So I worked in movie theater again for about another 5 years. I went from the Oaks in Melbourne to the Regal over in Orlando, and I worked there for years. And I ended up, I was working a side job, and I got really angry one day, and I applied at radio stations, and I saw producer. And I convinced myself, oh yeah, I can do this off of no logic whatsoever of mine that I could. And I did it. And so I put it in And I called the next day and I said, hey, I just want to let you know I applied for this job. And somebody said, oh, here, email this person and that person. Well, that person that I talked to just started, and we both reflect on it. We're like, I probably shouldn't given you the emails of these like higher up figures. And so I somehow like stumbled upon my radio job just like by pure coincidences. And then from there, I found a reporter job in Jacksonville. It's how you get full time and how you evolve in this industry. And I have found home.
That is awesome. So you've been there for a couple of years now, interviewing politicians and mayors and celebrities. And what I respect the most about you is where we're blood brothers. Is we both are the only people that understand what I'm about to say. We both got the opportunity to interview William Shatner, but we're told we are not allowed to talk about his movie or TV career because they were in an actor strike.
Yep.
So you and me were both pondering, how are we going to pull this off? Somehow we did.
We did. It was a magical dance that we did and what's funny is, so we first didn't know that we were doing this. So like I didn't know that I was interviewing him until the day of. And so my news director tells me, hey, you're interviewing William Shatner today. Holy crap. Okay. No time to prepare. It's only 10 minutes. All right, cool. And then I get another email and it said, by the way, don't talk about anything Star Trek because of the strike. And then you text me, I'm interviewing William Shatner today. And I'm like, dude, me too. What can we talk about? Because there's nothing that we could talk about. Like, he legitimately could not say the venue that he was going to be at. And so it would be like, let's say if he was going to be at the King Center, he'd be like, I'm going to be at the King Center. And so then like you would jump in, you would say the dates and all that information. And it was this weird song and dance that we did. And it's like, it's weird, but nobody really got to experience it. Like, we're one of the few people that did. And it's kind of cool.
Luckily, he went to outer space. So you can ask him about that. And then what made it even better was it scared the hell out of him. Right?
Yes.
It's amazing. So I asked him about that. You know, now I have to go back and listen to what we did because it's been a couple of years now.
It has
was
been
bizarre. I had him do a shout out to my buddy Carrie, who loves William Shatner, but then he thought Carrie was a woman, so he called him, which makes sense. I have dated a woman named Carrie, so it can happen. I get it. He's 90. Yeah, I give you all the credit, dude. I think when you have journalistic class, like, all right, how do you interview someone, but you can't bring up this, and this, good luck. Oh, yeah, that happens. So you did that. I think I met you during the pandemic when we started doing segments for TV. So we were doing that for a while. Then I didn't meet you in person till we're at Rockville.
Yeah.
Then I realized you're as big as Dirk Nowitzki. Which I wasn't expecting. No.
Well, the funny thing is, because I was just thinking about this too. Like, I remember first, and I say encounter, it was on Twitter, and it was when Tom Brady just signed with the Buccaneers. Tua just got drafted by the Dolphins, and you asked, who would you rather be, the Bucs or the Dolphins? And I understood what you meant. Would you rather be really good now, but it's going to be for a short time, or be the Dolphins and possibly be good for a longer period of time? But the problem is media literacy is hard, and people just didn't get that, and they just rolled on you. I'm like, no, that's a basic question. I also saw like, oh, Melbourne Sports Radio. Well, I got to support my guy. And so
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
I do. The other one I'm really proud about is your Black Friday special you do every year.
Yes.
I like it. Hopefully you do it again, but like you really put in a lot of effort, because by then, I'll tell you, the week of Thanksgiving, my brain's completely coast where I don't care anymore about anything. You are a pro. You put all this stuff into it, because it's like an hour special, right?
Yes.
Together. Yeah,
it's an hour special. Like, I just start like combing through deals while also buying them for myself at the same time. You know, it was crazy to see it get nominated for best economic reporting. So I'm like, I just talked about video games for 40 minutes. Like, wait, what? And so
It's big business.
it
So
is.
it is. So that was really cool. And then you love what I always love about you is like you told me that story once where you went to the UCF Boise State game and you were there till like what time did you get home after
we got back to my friend's place at 1:30. And the worst part was like I was ready to work the morning show in Jacksonville the next day. And I almost did it. And thank God I didn't, because I would have been miserable.
Yeah, because you also root for Boise State. Like this is a part of your personality. So you had to go. But that game got rain delayed multiple times, right?
Yep. It was supposed to start at 7, ended up starting at like 9:30. It was the first year, the Andy Avalos era, I believe, and over in Boise. And yeah, dude, that game was just crazy.
What I really respect about you is you still think you're like 19 years old in your brain, where you think from this standpoint, all right, I got to be at work by 7 a.m. It's 2 a.m. If I get home by 3, then I can get 3 hours of sleep. You still think you're a married man, family on the way. You still think you can live that rock and roll lifestyle. That's my favorite part about you. I love it.
Oh, it's bit me in the butt so many times. And what's funny is I had that realization recently where like I went to UF. It was for like a journalism thing.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking around, like I feel like I'm walking around almost like, exploring the campus, like that new kid on campus. And then I also realized I'm 37. I don't know. Like these kids are so much younger than me. And it's like, I look nothing like them. I stand out like a sore thumb. And it's like, yeah, that's right. I'm getting older now.
You look young, but then compared to them, you're the dad.
Yes.
And you know what I do? Speaking video game, here's how I look at time in my brain. So like my coworker, she's like, I was born in 2001. So your first thought is, all right, September 11th, which is awful. Yes. Then also but then I start thinking PlayStation 2. All right. Someone says 99, Dreamcast. 95, PlayStation 1. Oh, 2006, PlayStation 3. I can do this off the top of my head all day if you want. I was born in 85. That's when I got Nintendo. Oh, 92. I got my Genesis then. Like, that's literally how I do it.
I used to do that with Maddens, where I'd just be like, oh, yeah, Madden 2002, Dante Culpepper, or just like something like that.
Yes. I used to be able to do that as well. Mm-hmm. If you want to play this game, all right, we'll try our best. All right.
Okay.
This is your day to shine, Hall of Famer. Okay. So when you said 2002, you believe that's the Dante Culpepper
I believe that's the Dante Culpepper one.
Okay, the famous one. Who's 2004?
Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Who's 05 then?
05 is Ray Lewis.
That is correct, because 04 was such a video game where Vick's run around. They're like, well, we got to fix the defense now in this game. All right.
Truck stick.
06 has one of the worst mechanics ever created.
Oh, yeah, QB vision. I hated that.
The cones. Who's on the cover?
I think that's Donovan McNabb.
That is correct. 07, former MVP, went to a Super Bowl. 07. It created the blocking system.
Oh, I forgot. What's funny is I own 07. Like, it's literally right behind me. And I know the only thing I know about 07 was that I know it's because I have the Madden special edition. So I don't have the cover with the guy. I have the cover with Madden on it. And it has 30 Seconds to Mars, and it has red jumpsuit apparatus, Keen, Atreyu. I can tell you everything else. Except the name.
Sean Alexander.
Oh, that's, of course it is. I remember Sean Alexander.
Who's 2008?
2008, that wasn't the...
It's a guy who was a flame out after a while.
Oh, that's it. That's Peyton Hillis, I believe. No, Peyton Hillis was 12. 08 was not the dual cover, because that's 10.
They thought he was going to become a superstar, and he was Rookie of the Year. And then he just flamed out horribly.
Who was it?
Vince Young.
Oh, that's right.
All right. And then,
Okay.
this is the last one. 09 is a weird one because there's one cover, then he switched teams and they had to make another cover for it.
Oh, is that?
And I didn't buy it. I guess I hate him so much I wouldn't buy the game.
Oh, no, it's not Aaron Rodgers then. I'm trying to think of like, Brett Favre.
That's right, because it's a Packers cover.
It's a Packers cover.
He went to the Jets. That's what happened. Yeah, I would buy. Look, the dumbest one I think is the 25th anniversary game, where it's like Barry Sanders on the cover, but then they had Madden 25 a couple years later. Which, I don't know.
It's literally like it's the Xbox One and the Xbox. There was the Xbox had an issue where people were buying the older models because they thought it was the newest, latest edition. Or it was they were buying Xbox One X instead of the Xbox Series X. And people were like, oh, this is so cheap. It's like you're getting last generation's console.
That's right. All right. I thought of you last week when I was at the WWE Performance Center. And so NXT superstar and North America champion Tatum Paxley was talking to me, all goth, and she's upset that she could not go to Rockville. She was very jealous of us that we went to Rockville and how she loves My Chemical Romance. And I was like, you know what? In another lifetime, Chase would have met this woman. But no, he can't because she's 23 and he's 37.
That's the reason. Yes, that's the reason, of course.
Okay, so I said song of the week, and she went with her husband's band. I was like, all right, we'll promote it. Husband's band hasn't released the album yet. But then on Instagram, he saw that, and then he starts posting nonstop. Oh, man, my wife was on this guy Mark's show, and they're promoting our band. So here's what I'm going to do. And song of the week is a complete joke, but I just do it anyway.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's fun. All right. And I tag you every time.
Every time.
So if you go to Chase's Facebook page, it's just posts of me tagging him.
I sometimes post my interviews, but that's about it. But like, I've been so lazy. Like I've interviewed like so many other people and I just keep forgetting to post it.
It's okay. All right. What should song of the week be next week? If you're going to, and you don't have to think of it now. If you need a couple days, I will let you make the choice of what it needs to be. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to throw that out there. And then finally, Chase also does stand-up comedy. So his profile photo on Facebook is him doing stand-up comedy. Right?
Yes.
So on my official Mark Moses Show Hall of Fame page with all the inductees, I'm just going to use that photo when it's going to say Chase on there. Not you, interviewing the president. Forget that. All right, when you do stand-up, what do you do? 5 minutes? How long's the routine?
I've done a full hour once.
Wow.
That was what's worse was like that was me being a psychopath and doing it like it was one of those things where like I convinced Tampa Bay Comic-Con to let me do a set and we end up going long. And like I just felt like I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I figured it out. Was it good? Not terrible. I usually do, if it's an open mic, I'll do about 5 minutes. I've done 15 and 30-minute sets. I've done, like when I did a show at County Line years ago, I did a 30-minute set. My first set ever at it's not there anymore, the Metro over at 192 in Minton, RIP. That was, I think, 5 minutes. And so it ranges depending on what they let me do. So when I opened for Donnell Rollins, he said, yeah, you could do 5. I'm like, all right.
What do you go with the 5 minutes then? What self-deprecating humor the whole time?
I've usually done, when I first started, I did a lot of that. And when I was doing it locally in Melbourne, like there used to be a few places like downtown Melbourne's changed so much. I don't know what's what anymore. But like there used to be a place like near Meg O'Malley's that used to do open mics, and so I would just make fun of like stuff around the city, like Palm Bay High being called the Palm Bay Maternity Center because that's where all the pregnant teens went at the time. Yeah. By the way, don't think you're fooling me by changing. Oh, we're magnet school now. We know your history. Melbourne.
You went there. Okay?
Yes.
That's his joke.
Yes. Can
you
Melbourne,
go on? Oh, go on. What were you going to say?
Melbourne Village having a jurisdiction of 6 feet, and it's that 6 feet from like the Target on 192 all the way up to Minton Road. And God forbid you go 41 in that 40 zone, or they will pull your butt over.
Okay, if I'm going to do that, could I go up there and be like, you know what I really respect about Melbourne? At the end of the day, what I really, really respect is the strip club on 192 Bare Assets, where guys during the day, not at night, during the day, will park in the front in the most congested road in Melbourne, not being discreet, don't care, will park right in the front. Don't even give a damn.
Oh, there's no shame. And I'm glad that hasn't changed either. Like people would just do that. I'm like, oh, we're not hiding. Okay, we're just going to be. And what's worse was like the thing is, Mark, you came to Melbourne like just before the boom. So when it became really popular, Melbourne and Palm Bay was still it wanted to be big, but it really wasn't. So a lot of people kind of knew everybody. And also, we kind of recognized vehicles. And it's like, are we just not hiding this? Like, and this is also during like the 90s and 2000s where we're just like, hey, this is kind of looked frowned upon a little bit.
You know what I'm going to do in honor of you going into the Hall of Fame?
Hopefully not go to Bare Assets.
No. I'm going to go to that hot dog place in front of Bare Assets. I've never eaten there before. Always back to the people. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to eat something and go, this is for Chase. That's right.
No, God, no. No, do not give yourself food poisoning for me. There's plenty of other places you could go. Like, if you're going to get a hot dog, at least go to Mustard's. Like,
all right. So do you go up there and are you like, hey, I'm Chase? Because that's how you would start your stand-up set.
That's how I start my stand-up, yes.
Hey, I'm Chase. I don't know if you know this, but I work in radio. Yes, that's still a thing in 2026. Like, would you do that? Is that good enough? Would people start laughing? Or would they be like, what the hell's radio? What would happen?
For my latest set, when I opened for Donnell, I said I was the DEI hire. And I was just like, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yep, DEI hire. And I just went off the cuff with that.
I know what you're thinking. So you get up there, deadpan, don't say a word. First thing out of your mouth is, I know what you're thinking.
And yep, I'm a DEI hire. And that joke went well, and thank God, because if it didn't, it would have been downhill from there.
What's it like getting bombing on stage? What's it like?
The closest I can think of, and this is for radio people, do you know what it feels like for have 3 seconds of silence?
I know, dude. I know.
It is the most for context for the non-radio people, I'll describe it. For people like Mark and myself, or anybody on the radio, they try to talk as often as they can, and they try to fill the silence, because that brief 2-second pause, it feels like an eternity. It feels like we haven't been talking for 5 minutes. And so when I say a joke and I just get like a or like, it's this I don't want to say soul wrenching, but man, it's a gut punch, especially when I like how I say it's a gut punch, but I'm clenching my chest. It's a blow that you're like, I know this joke's funny, or I think this joke is funny. Oh no, maybe I'm not funny after all. Or and you just start going through that cycle, and it's vicious.
Okay, here's the thing. It's like, I've emceed a lot of events, and they know I'm there with good intentions, and I'm trying to do my best, and I tell jokes off the cuff, and those go over well. but they're not expecting jokes.
Yes.
What you do is so hard because
Mhm.
make me laugh, funny man.
Oh.
Answer me, monkey boy.
That's the thing that I hate is that when you tell people you do comedy, they're like, all right, well, tell me a joke right now. It's like, no, like I can't just automatically just do that. Like there has to be an environment and all that. I actually no, the one thing that's worse is when you do it and people suggest to you jokes. And so like I remember one guy suggesting one and it was like the most like bigoted joke ever. And I'm just like, what makes you think I want to say that and then just lose everything?
Yeah, because you could do the joke and then he can laugh and he won't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
told the joke. That's what I did.
Mhm.
So I just want to say before I let you go, congratulations. I know you've waited a long time for this. You have.
I have.
But now you're in. So the hate can leave your body now. And you could be at peace. You could ascend to a new nirvana. That's what you can do. Yeah, thanks for all your help. I appreciate it. Congratulations. And I hope we can get you on again sometime. All right, buddy?
I will say this before you kick me off of your show.
Go for it.
Thank you very much for this is gonna sound cheesy, but I don't care. It's funny how life works and brings people together. So I thank you for these 5 years of friendship. I've always loved doing your show, and I've said it to you off air, and I've said it on air before. I always love doing it, and I'll always make time to do it because it's always a blast. My wife notices the happiness that I get whenever I do your show, and so I want to thank Spectrum for bringing us together and also that really crappy Twitter poll that you just got bombarded with to help bring us together. And thank you for keeping my hometown entertained for all these years.
I appreciate that. And when we get off the air, you can tell me that bigot joke because I want to hear it now. Chase.
Oh, that ain't happening.
Have a great day, buddy.
Thanks again.